Hey, hello there, everyone. My name is Zach Rohr, and I'm HIV positive. It is October 8th, 2015, and I haven't done one of these since the 4th. I know on October the 4th, I said, look, I'm going to try to do these videos while I'm on the road and working, and, well, that just didn't work at all. I love what I do, and I, for those who don't know, a lot of times what I do, by the way, I'm getting over a cold, which is just kind of a thing, so I apologize if I'm so nasally, but I am a sound guy. I freelance my time being a sound guy, and I was with a traveling production and all of that, and by the time we were done, at the end of the day, we were all so exhausted and ready just to lay down and go to sleep. I just did not find the time to do these videos, and even more so, I still got sick with all the resting I did. So just to say, I think it's better if I just catch up now. So this is day 70. Let's see here. Let's do some finger math. So it'd be 71st was on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 72, 73, 74, 75. I'm not even all there right now, so I'm going to assume that this is day 75. Is that right in my head? Let's do some calculator math. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Don't judge me. It is. I was right. So this is day 75, and I'm just going to catch up everything that happened. So it was a really fun production. We got to travel up to Massachusetts. The director I work for is just a dream to work for. He is a very passionate man in what he does, and we focus on some really great causes. So, it's not just I'm there because I love being there, doing my job. I also really believe in the stuff that we're capturing and for who we're capturing it for. And so it was a really fun 3 days with a lot of traveling. I wish I didn't get sick. However, realizing, I want to say this is kind of a little life lesson for people who are kind of nervous about getting sick and things of that nature. Always be in touch with your doctor. Don't ever think, don't take it from me to just brush anything off, because the second I started getting the sniffles, I called my doctor and I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm in the middle of this place, and what do I need to do? And, I talked to her about it, and she helped me through it, and, as I've gone on, and as I rest, every night that I slept and I got a good night's rest, it got better. So, I think I've realized that make sure you're up to date on all your shots. Make sure, you avoid things like catching the flu or pneumonia. But from what I understand, if you rest and you take care of yourself and you stay hydrated and you drink your orange juice and eat right, the common cold won't bring you down. And it'll act just like it did before. It's a cold. So, with that being said, so it was a lot of fun. And I'm back. I am back at home, obviously, and I am going forward with just trying to see what else I can do to keep working and to stay busy and to make money and to pay the bills. But there's one thing I really want to bring up that I hope we can. And I'm being serious. Let's pause for a minute here. Let's really break it down. I read a lot of the news. I do. I love reading the news. I love staying up to date on things. You should too, because being an informed and empowered member of society, I think, is one of the most valuable tools, especially in today's day and age, to have. It's just vital. And, one of the things that I've been reading a lot lately is how, while I think social media plays a part when we hear a lot of things more, compared to maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was very hearsay and what was spread around the community and then what you heard on television and papers and on radio. With, social media, social networking today, I can tell someone something in China in 30 seconds flat. It's one of those things where we have that ability to see each other, face first for really the first time ever in our existence. And with that, we're looking at a lot of our issues more vividly, which is very real. And I think what I've realized is I read the news and I really research. I'm noticing a concerning trend where we all are getting more and more sick. No puns intended. And I'm not just speaking of like common colds. I'm saying we're getting immune disorders. We're getting, we are getting more cancers. We are clearly doing something. Something is happening. And I want to start a dialogue about this. And I would encourage everyone to talk to your friends, talk to your families. Let's talk about this for a minute. We are living in a day and age where people are getting more and more sick. I had the privilege of chatting with someone for a few minutes on set this past few days. Very respected investment firm leader. And he had on a pink tie, and it was, his wife was an oncologist, and, they're talking about breast cancer awareness and all of this. And he was like, today, 1 in 7 women run the chance of getting breast cancer. And I looked at him and I said, that's too many. I mean, 1 is too many, but 1 in 7. And it just kind of started this trend of thought for the rest of the trip and going forward. As I thought about doing the video this evening, we are living in a day and age where people, it's not just a story about someone's aunt and uncle, and it haunted the family. Like, we are in a day and age where people, left and right, are becoming more and more ill with different diseases. And I don't know what to say. I'm not a scientist. I can't say, well, that's the answer. But that's why I'm talking about this. I think we genuinely need to start a discussion and say, well, what is making us sicker? Because I think it's really, it should concern all of us. The quality of life for pretty much everyone immediately around us is falling. And it could easily apply to you. I just think that should be alarming to people. We, and we live in a time of great technology, and, we live in a time where medicine is advancing so much we can begin to understand this stuff, but we also need to look at, well, what do we consume? What do we put around us? What food do we put in us? What drinks do we put? What do we put in those drinks and foods? What do we create our phones and our cars out of? It's just, what are we breathing in the air? We cannot abuse this reality any longer. And we're getting to this point where, at least the way I see it, encourage anyone to challenge this, let's please talk about it, that we are actively making ourselves more ill because we are too careless to stop and say, maybe some of the practices that we use are not the healthiest. And I'm saying we need to look at everything, right down to the materials we put in plastics, just everything. Let's pick it apart. Something is kind of going rampant here, and I don't, a part of me is in my head is going, you sound like some crazy conspiracy, theorist, but I genuinely disagree. I think when you really sit back and you take an objective look, you go, well, there's always been sickness. Always has. There's always been cancer. There's always been things like asthma. There's always, but these things have risen in time as we have moved and advanced, as we've revolutionized our industries, our societies. And we're kind of at this point where it's like, oh, it's affecting our lives. Our lives are the only thing we have. I just would hate to think that we are ruining it for ourselves. So that's kind of my little food for thought, plant the seed, get the discussion going. I would just encourage everyone to think about that today. What are we doing? How are we doing it? By which ways are we consuming it? I think we really need to stop and start asking questions. And not just like please, with amongst ourselves, but let's start asking our leaders these questions. Let's start asking the corporations these questions. All very vital and important things to do. We live in an age where I can talk to you right now. See, right through the screen, there's a camera. If I can do this, we can take the time and energy to ask the big questions for everyone else. Because I would hate to think that because we were so wrapped up in whatever we're doing right here, we didn't have a chance to stop and ask what was really stabbing us in the back. Anyways, that's just kind of my ramble. Everyone chew on it. And past that, I'm going to go take a nice warm shower and get some rest. Please, everyone, stay strong.